Well, it's spring fever, and I am out in the garden nursery with Carol. And Carol, so this is really a cool weekend for the Cascade Nursery Trail Garden Center, Little Nurseries. And so what is that about?
So it's our 9th annual Spring Fever Open House. All members are open. Some of them are normally by appointment, but this weekend you can go from nursery to nursery and visit all 8 of us over the course of the weekend.
And so we love to come here because we want to show off what you got, just a small sample of what she has to offer. And also, you know, you have to check out the beautiful display garden. So what do we have for this time?
Right. Well, I'm a geranium nut. I know not everybody is, but I love hardy geraniums. This is Geranium Fam. This is Raven. Raven has a plain leaf versus some of the other figs have dark spots, but it has a little bit bigger flower and it's much darker. You have to get them side by side to really see it, but it's a really nice long bloomer. They're loving this cool weather and they're gorgeous in the garden this year.
Very nice.
And then this is a new one called Rosata. It's actually like everything I read, it's brand new to me, but it's like Roseanne, but pink and long blooming. So a soft pink versus a hot pink like Ann Thompson, but a nice complement to the blue of Roseanne. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then this is a Sanguinium. It's a spring bloomer, but this one blooms pretty long. It's actually Elke, so it's a little bit different. The species is usually just a really vivid magenta. But this is a really nice, it's made a nice ground cover in our garden. We've been really happy with it.
And hardy geraniums are so cool. And look at how different all 3 of these are. And really, you can have a lot in your garden, and they all do something different, different colors, different bloom times. Really
absolutely.
Neat. And look at this bleeding heart in pure white.
Yeah. The nice thing about this cool weather, the bleeding hearts still look great. Usually by now it's starting to get pretty warm and they're done. And this white one was so pretty, and I just thought I'd bring that in. So it's Dicentra spectabilis Alba. So look at about 30 by 30. They like a little morning sun, keep them out of the hot afternoon sun. And they said this is usually about the end of their bloom time, but with this cool weather, it's a bonus.
Yeah, very much. And then these are 2 interesting habits down here.
These are Persicaria. These particular ones are new to me, but the more I look at Persicarias, the more I like them. These are a summer bloomer. One of them is an orangey red and one is a scarlet red. Their foliage will stay low, but they're going to bloom at like about 3 feet with 4-inch flower spikes.
Wow.
And they'll start early summer and go through fall.
Nice, nice. So it's nice to have that pop in the middle of summer.
Yes.
And then this one is a nice one here.
This one is this is a Joe pieweed. This is the Little Joe. Some of them get to be very
so
tall,
big.
but this one's about a 30-inch grower, so it has a big flat top, panic of flowers in the summer. Hummingbird, not hummingbirds, but bees and butterflies really do like it. They like the flat, the flat. But it's really nice, and they are a good cut flower, and they're a long bloomer, great pollinator plant.
Nice, nice. And then talk about blooms.
Yeah,
That's
this
beautiful.
is a Thalictrum. This is a new one to me, and it's my little favorite. And I have a feeling it's going to become a favorite. It's adorable, cute little foliage, just starting to bloom. This one's a little shorter. A lot of the Thalictrums are quite tall. This is about a 24-inch instead of a 3 to 4 foot.
Yeah, it's nice to see one that's a little bit more manageable for smaller gardens. And then I think one of your favorites, I know you love these.
I love Ligularias. I don't necessarily have the best garden in the world for them, but I love Ligularias. And this is Little Rocket. I like it because it's got the really cut leaf and the super dark stem.
Nice.
They'll bloom in July, August. Big panicles or big longs of light yellow flowers, butter yellow. They're nice, nice for the summer garden. And they like moisture, although I've had some, not this one, but similar ones reseed in my garden in not moist spots, and they're beautiful. So,
nice.
But they do prefer consistent water.
Right, and I keep on smelling this lovely fragrance of this lilac.
Yeah, this is one of the dwarf lilacs, which just means it's a shrubby shape instead of an upright. This is Miss Kim. It's super fragrant. They're
nice.
about a 6x6 plant in the sun. Pretty good long blooms on them, and ours is up in the corner, and you can smell it at like 20 feet.
Oh, it is, and it's really beautiful here. I always say we need to have smell-o-vision. We don't, but it is a really nice fragrance. And you know, this is the time to go to all the Cascade Nursery Trail members. You can go to one after another. This is the time to go, and we're going to toss it to Ryan, and he's at another garden center. Thanks so much, Carol.
Thank you, Judy.
Well, thanks, Judy. Now we're out here with Lynda out at Miller Manor, and Lynda, wow, what a great collection of plants you have out here. And Lynda's on the next stop on the Cascade Nursery Trail tour. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the plants that you have on the table?
Well, we have an array of plants. We have everything from shrubs at the nursery to conifers at the other end. We have things that do not require a lot of water, which the first one is the witch hazels. We carry about 30 varieties of this, of witch hazels, and this one is George, which is great fall color and has kind of a strawberry red flower on it. And it blooms in the middle of the winter. Then we have this. This is actually a Scotch broom. And it's not a bad Scotch broom. This is a good one. It's sterile. So you plant it, you only have one plant. You're never going to have any more, and the neighbors won't have them. Then we have a lot of colorful foliage plants, like this particular one. This is Timeless Glow, but notice not only golden foliage, but pretty flowers too. And this is a relative. This is Timeless Night, I believe.
Yep.
But it has pinkish flowers with the dark foliage.
And then you have some hardy fuchsias in there.
Yes, we have everything from tall fuchsias to short fuchsias. And this is Preston Guild, and this is British Jubilee. We grow about 100 of these. My husband does his own cuttings of these. We take them in the fall. That's why we've got them in bloom now, because we've had them in the greenhouse. So.
And then some other fun kind of foliaged ones. You have a pulmonaria.
Yes, this is a new pulmonaria called Raspberry Frost. And it has beautiful kind of silvery green foliage with a white edge. And it's going to have raspberry colored flowers instead of the normal two-tone.
Right, they're pretty just like that, but the foliage even makes it even better.
Right.
And then this guy back here.
Oh, this guy, we'll have to raise him up to show him. This is Mint Crisp Honeysuckle. It has the traditional yellow and white flowers, but it has this cool variegated foliage.
Really pretty.
And it's evergreen for us.
Wow.
And does not require a lot of water, once again.
And then this little GM or Gwem, I don't know how you pronounce it. Yep,
yeah, we call it GM. This is Petticoat's Peach. I've grown it off and on for just a few years now, and it is only about 10 inches tall, but it blooms and blooms and blooms. It's got the longest bloom period I've ever seen on a GM, but it's short, so it's for a smaller garden.
Right. And then this little guy next to it there.
Yeah, this is one of the newer agastacheas. This is mandarin, and it sure looks like a mandarin orange, doesn't it?
And you get that nice fragrance with the
Yes,
agastacheas.
the foliage is fragrant, and the hummingbirds love it, and it doesn't require a lot of water once again.
You know, another great pollinator, looks like this is a salvia, but it's got a little different
It
bloom.
is. It's one of the taller salvias, Moulin Rouge. It has a pinkish flower. The hummingbirds are going to love it, and once again, doesn't require a lot of water.
I'm detecting kind of a theme here.
Oh,
with
yes.
It's a lot of color, it's a lot of foliage.
Yes.
And you're doing a lot more drought tolerant kind of plants.
Yes, and this is one of the Heliopsis. Yeah, this is Sunstruck. This has been out for several years. Look at the beautiful foliage. It's supposed to look like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when they first see it, they're going, is there something wrong? No, it's not. And this is another one. This is Burgundy, Burning Heart, Burning Heart. Has a very dark foliage. These both have a yellow flower, and they bloom probably for at least 2 months.
Really. So. You know, if you got the burgundy foliage there, this is a stunning.
Yes. This is Midnight Ghost. It's a geranium, and look at the color of that foliage. There's also one that we have that's called Boom Chocolata. It has blue flowers. So you get beautiful foliage all the time with this dark foliage, and then great flowers on it.
And then this little guy there, I love the foliage on this
Yes, there's a lot of lily of the valleys. This is a really nice variegated lily of the valley. It will spread, so if you got a woodland area, you want it to go natural, that's it.
And then you talked about some of the conifers, and
Yes.
you have some really unusual, different ones that you're not going to find everywhere.
Exactly, yes. We have a lot of dwarf ones because the yards are getting smaller. So even though this one is a lodgepole, it's Taylor Sunburst, the new growth comes out bright yellow, stays for like 6 weeks. But I have one that's probably 15 foot in my yard now, and it's only about maybe 3.5, 4 foot across at the most.
You know, and this weekend is, you know, the Cascade Nursery Trail tour, and you are open, because there's a lot of times you're not open all the time.
Exactly.
So why is the tour so special to come out and see you?
Well, it's because we have things you're not going to find in most nurseries. We don't have a lot of some things because my husband does his own propagating. And so that's why we're able to get some of these things. We grow them in our yard. The conifers, our son does the grafting for us. So they're all done right here.
Which is great. So
Yeah.
if you're looking for something different in places that you haven't been to before and looking for something new, make sure you get out this weekend for the Cascade Nursery Trail and come visit Lynda down here at Miller Manor Gardens. So
Thank you.
Thanks for having us out today.